Huh? Little by little, my racing heart began to calm down. It's still cute, but frick! Oh, she's remaking it! Yo! How's it going, everybody? HoodlaMutt here, back with some more Steins Gate 0. And last time, we got the twin automata ending. And it was quite different from the Gehenna's Stigma ending. It was a lot less depressing, still kind of sad, still left on like a cliffhanger of if they were going to actually be able to build the time machine or not. But there was a big difference in terms of how characters ended up being by the end of them and their fates, which is very, very interesting. Leskinen was not evil in that particular ending, which is a big signal to me that I can't trust any of the endings to tell me how it's actually going to be in the actual ending. Because I'm kind of noticing they're treating these endings like their own world lines, which is a little different from the first game. I mean, they did have like quote unquote different like endings, which would have been different world lines, but it was a little different. It felt different, right? Like I didn't feel like you really had time to like simmer in those other world lines and see just how dramatically different everything was. Like for instance in Faris and Lukako's endings, for instance, it was more just focused on those characters, where this one, it like changed everything. Like everything seemed to be, and by everything I mean like there was just main points that were different, like Leskinen, like the fact that Maho had the computer this time, like we didn't know who was in the motorcycle suit, but I'm assuming it was Moeka, though I don't know. Maybe she just had another motorcycle suit, and that just means that whoever was actually in it was part of CERN. Was it actually Yuki or was it Kagari? Because we know it was Kagari in the first one. At least we're almost completely sure in Gehenna's Stigma that it was. So I don't know. All I know is that I can't trust anything, really, once we get on the path to a new ending, which is what we're about to do now. I'm right before the first choice for the next ending in our guide, which is, according to the guide, only titled as RMG, the RMG route, so I don't know what that means. But the first thing I have to do is answer the phone on January 2nd here, as I did not do it the first time. So I guess we'll just start with that then. Alright, so here we are. So now, I'm just going to answer it. So initially we didn't answer it, well, because the guide said not to, but story-wise it was because we were assuming that Amadeus had been taken over, and we didn't want to answer, hacked into Amadeus just in case. So let's see what happens when we actually do. Hello? Oh, she's sad. Help me! Kudets? Help me, Okabe! In that instant, I suddenly felt incredibly dizzy, and everything went black. Oh no! The world line still shifted. Oh no! Oh, frick, it still happened! Oh no! Oh, so she was getting hacked into or something. I wondered if it actually happened or not. Or something anyway. She said, help me. What does that mean? Oh no. I felt like I was floating up from the bottom of a black pit. My mind slowly began to clear. Where am I? I slowly looked around the room. There was no way I could mistake it. This was the Future Gadget Lab. The place I'd been just a moment ago. There was nothing unusual about it, except for the fact that everyone was missing. Uh-oh. They'd been there just a moment ago, but now they were all gone. I looked at the clock. It had been just about 3 p.m. when I'd finished my call with Maho. Only a few minutes had passed. Even if I'd passed out, it was impossible to imagine all of them leaving me here. Which meant... no way. I took a slow walk around the room. There were other strange things. Daru's PC, for example. There was a thin layer of dust on the keyboard. Does that mean... oh, have they not been in the future gadget lab in this world line or something? Uh-oh. As if no one had used it for a while. And then the corner of the room. Normally, that was where Mayuri put her bags. The paper bags where she always put the cosplay outfits she was working on. I'd seen them there just a moment ago, but now they were gone. Could this be? The world line changed again. But why? Come to think of it, Kuritz's words from before. Help me, Okabe! Why would Kuritz say something like that? Did it have something to do with the world line shift? I took the phone out of my pocket and went to start the Amadeus app, and then stopped. It's gone! Oh no! Oh no, it's gone. It's gone. The Amadeus icon was gone from my phone. What's going on here? So, okay, does that mean that he never met Leskinen and Maho? Did they never download it? What the frick? What happened? I don't understand. So, what would make me want to know is if that's the case in this world line, why was Okabe in the future gadget lab by himself during this particular moment if nobody had been using it? That's what I want to know. My mind raced to try and come up with an explanation. But of course, I came up with nothing. Calm down. Just find out what's going on here. I needed to calmly find out what this world was like. I was about to walk toward the door to find out when... the back of the room. Hello? I heard a sound from the back of the development room, which no one ever used anymore. Someone was there. He must have been looking for whoever was in there or something. Who? Daru? Mayuri? I slowly approached. Huh? No way! No way! There's no way! No way! No way is it her! There's no way! No way, it's Kuritz's! Oh my gosh! Oh, okay, I gotta calm down, hold on. Holy crap, that's awesome! How did that happen? Okay, shut up. I almost couldn't breathe. I never forgot. I'd never forgotten her. The girl standing there was Kuritz's Makase. Oh my gosh! That's so sick, dude. What? How does that work? I don't understand. We killed her though. Like, stuff would have went out of balance if we hadn't saved her, and if we did save her, then that would have sent us into Steins Gate, right? Isn't that how that works? What the frick? Did she never go to Radicon? I'm asking too many questions with very little information here, but what the frick? How does that equate to that? That's awesome. That's so cool. Okay. Kudet's Makase was looking down at something. This is impossible. Kudet's couldn't be here. Because she was dead. Was I seeing things? Was my desire to see her making me hallucinate? But it seemed far too realistic to be a hallucination. Still, it felt that if I spoke a word, she'd disappear. I couldn't say a thing. What was she staring at, without even moving a muscle? She was so still, I thought she must be a hallucination after all. But then... she finally exhaled a little, and slowly turned around. No frickin' way, bro. This is so cool. Look at her model. It's not all like speckled like in the first game. They smoothed all the colors and stuff out. Bro. Okay, I'm a little hype. I'm sorry. This is cool. Okay. Okabe. My throat was dry, and I couldn't speak. If you were standing there, you should have said something. You scared me. Happy New Year's. Anyway, it's not often I see you come by anymore. Is this her lab now? Is she in here? What the frick is going on? Okabe? Good, it's... Huh? It's really you, isn't it? What the heck kind of way to start off the new year is that? Are you okay? Did you eat something bad? Even her slightly peeved expression. Good, it's... What? And the gentle flash you sometimes saw in her eyes. And this... What's wrong? Are you really okay? Oh, it's so cute. Oh, what the frick, bro? I'm gonna cry, bro. Even her warmth. Hey! What are you doing? It wasn't a hallucination. Or an artificial intelligence on a screen. It was the real Kudet's Makase. Okabe? The real, live Kudet's Makase. Okabe, please, let me go. I'm sorry, but let me stay like this just a little bit longer. Are you crying? I realized for the first time that my cheeks were wet. Oh no! Oh, it's so sad and cute and I'm having having a moment. Hold up. This is crazy. I don't know. Like, I think it's worse because I know this isn't the true ending. It freaking sucks. Because I know it's not going to be forever. Okay. I felt her soft hands on my back. Don't worry. It's okay now. Good, It's okay. It's okay. She whispered to me in a soft voice and patted me on the back, and wrapped her arms around me, like a kind mother holding a child. This is the fan service we need right now. We don't need that freaking scantily cladded women garbage, bro. This is my fan service right here, bro. This is so freaking wholesome. He's been so depressed for this whole game so far. And I finally get to see him happy for a second. Oh my gosh, I'm too hype over this, but it's making me so happy. This is awesome. This is my fan service right here. My fan service. I'm sorry. I finally calmed myself down. She was still there. She still existed. Now that I'd calmed down, I realized what that meant. No, don't worry about it. That happens to me too sometimes. That? You were thinking about my Yeti, weren't you? No, please, don't do this. Don't do this to me. Don't freaking switch the two of them out. Don't do that to me, please. No, don't do it. No, don't, please. I'm begging you, please don't make this sad again. You just made it happy. Don't do this to me. Please, I'm begging you, please don't do this. That's right. Kuditz was here. Which meant this was the Alpha World line. Oh, it sent us back. Oh no! Answering the phone sent us back to the Alpha World line. That's why it makes sense somehow. I mean, I still don't know how the call did that, but I was trying to figure out that. Yeah, that makes sense. No! Oh, it's not happy anymore. No. Oh, I don't want to read any further. He's gonna get sad again. He's gonna drink freaking mineral water again. The world without Mayuri. The world where Mayuri died. Some small part of me had wished that this was the world beyond Steins Gate. That it was a new future, which someone else had opened for me. But of course, that was too good to be true. There was no way for me to know what had happened. But I must have made my choice. To give up on Mayuri. There was the future where she was gone. Confronted once more with the reality of Mayuri's death, my heart felt like it was about to burst. Mayuri. How had she died? Okabe? Oh. Did they push her in front of a train? Did they shoot her? Or... Calm down! Kuditz's tiny hand wrapped around mine.
Okay. Come on. Deep breaths.
Little by little, my racing heart began to calm down. It's still cute, but frick!
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said anything.
No, it's not that. It's not.
Are you going to take something? I'll bring you some water.
I rummaged through my pocket and found a small box of pills. Ah, now he takes the pills because of my yeti. Ah, frick! I both hate and love this at the same time. It hurts so good. It was the same anxiety medication that I'd already been taking. Even in this world, I was still on the same drugs. I looked around the room while Kudits got me some water from the tap.
Hey, Okabe. Why? Why did you come back here?
What?
You haven't come here for a long time, you know. Even Hashida stopped coming.
Yeah, that much was certain. Daru too?
Yeah.
The room was awfully clean then. Well, I mean, other than his dusty keyboard, but... I took a closer look and saw that there were a few places, like Daru's PC, that were covered in dust, but the rest seemed to have been regularly cleaned. Interesting. You... Kudits. You've been coming here?
Sometimes. They'd be sad otherwise.
I didn't have to ask who they were. Mayuri loved this place. She loved the Future Gadget Lab. She loved the time she spent with all the lab members here.
I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
Because...
I waited, but no answer ever came. What was she apologizing for? Did he save her instead of Mayuri or something? Oh, I want to know so bad. I need to know. For talking about Mayuri? For making me remember? Or for making me choose? Yeah, how far along in the Alpha World line is this? Oh, I guess, yeah, no, it's in the same time period, so this is, so if Mayuri died back in, what would that have been, August of the year prior, then this was like, what, 6 months later? Yeah, so, same, basically the same time frame, wow. Never mind. Kudits.
What?
No. Nothing.
Okay.
If I said something, she'd answer me right away. I could reach out and touch her. That alone brought me to the verge of tears. If I just stayed here like this... What was I thinking? I'd given up on everything and left her to die. And still, I was happy to be back here in this world line with Kudits. As I was sad over losing Mayuri, part of me was thinking I wanted to stay here, even though I didn't have the right. If there was a god in this world, he must be a cruel, twisted being. Why was he doing this to me again? Was what I'd done that wrong? I'd already made my choice once. There was no way to save the world. There was no way to save Kudits. But with Kudits in front of me, I was already starting to waver. Should I go back to the beta world line? Should I send the D-mail? The D-mail? Hey, what happened to the phone wave?
What? You destroyed it. Did you forget?
Yeah, that's right. The phone wave no longer existed, it seemed. Of course it didn't. Its mere existence had made us a target of CERN. But without it, I couldn't leave this world line on my own. So even if I did stay here in this world line, it wouldn't be my responsibility. It wasn't my fault, and it wasn't something I wanted. Which meant...
Hey, Okabe.
Huh?
Sorry. Could you go get me something to drink?
Something to drink?
I'm thirsty, you know. Something warm, if you could.
Oh, is she just trying to get him out of here? Just to get his mind cleared or something? I can make instant coffee, if you want. Wasn't that what Cudits had always made me do? 2 cubes of sugar. No milk.
Oh. We're out of coffee.
Okay. Yeah. I should go. I want to get outside and think things through.
Something sweet. With milk and sugar.
I thought you didn't put milk in your coffee.
On cold days, I always want something sweet and creamy.
Roger. I stood up and headed for the door, but turned around halfway.
What?
No. It felt like if I took my eyes off her, she'd disappear. But that was far too embarrassing to say.
Okabe.
Huh?
Hang in there.
I'm not a kid. I can run a simple errand.
Yeah, you're right. Bye.
Ugh. Ugh. This hurts. And it's awesome. It's so good and bad at the same time. Oh my gosh. Wait, is the Brontu workshop closed? What the frick? Or is that just like, is it because it's later in the day or something? What the frick? Okay. Phew. My whole body relaxed the second I stepped out of the lab. Evidently, meeting the living Cudits had made me really tense. I didn't know how to talk to her or what to say anymore. Even though I'd spoken to Cudits like it was the most normal thing in the world. I still couldn't believe it though. Was this really the Alpha World line? No. If Cudits was here, it had to be. Wait, does that mean Suzuha's not here then too? I just want to know the implications. But then why? Who had caused the world line to change? And how?
Save me, Okabe!
That call from Cudits. Was that what triggered it, somehow? No. I should stop thinking about it. If someone else had caused it somehow, I shouldn't get involved anymore. Yeah, see, all these other endings, he's just like... He's not taking responsibility in any way, shape, or form. He's just saying, screw it, I'm done with this, I'm not doing it anymore, you know? He just is like, but it's like, technically, he's part of what caused this all to happen in the first place, because he made and experimented with the phone wave. He's just not taking responsibility for the fact that that happened. He's just saying, I'm not making any more mistakes after killing Cut. It's now my yuddy. And he's just like, forget it. I'm not screwing up time anymore. And then he thinks everything can just go back to normal. But he can't. He literally has to make things go right, or it's always going to end in tragedy for him. Like, every time a world line shift happens, he has to say it's because I did something. I set the course of time for this to happen. You know? Like, because he's the one that made time travel, like, possible, finally. Well, him and Cudits, technically, but you know what I mean. So it's like, I don't know. It's just interesting that every route so far, he's just completely disowned any responsibility, and he's just like, forget it, I'm just gonna live in the world, and then he faces the consequences of that choice every time. It's really interesting. I didn't want to. I didn't want to overthrow the structure of the world anymore. I just wanted to live in peace. In a universe with no world lines or attractor fields. That's just not possible for you right now, buddy. I'd stopped letting the whims of fate rule my life. There was nothing left that I could do. Suddenly, something seemed very wrong. Kuditz's words a moment ago. What had they meant?
Okabe. Hang in there.
She couldn't mean to. I turned around and rushed back into the lab. Kuditz!
What?
Kuditz, you... that...
Too bad. I guess you found me.
Oh, she's remaking it! Yo! How did that tip him off? Her saying hang in there. Has she... No way. Bro, has she been trying to recreate the phone wave for him? I'll cry. I'll do it. Don't test me. I'm not too big of a man. I will freaking fall into a puddle of tears, bro. I will melt if you do that to me. Don't do that. She was just where I'd seen her the first time, standing and looking toward the back of the development room. In the depths of the darkness, in a spot that just a moment ago had been covered by a cloth, I saw an old microwave with its door taken off. No way! The phone wave, name subject to change. Future gadget number 8. It was the gadget that had changed my fate. No, the fate of the world. How? Didn't I destroy it?
Yes, you did. This is a new one I made. You could call it the Phone Wave Custom.
It's got a name now.
Or wasn't the real name a little longer? Maybe it should be the Phone Wave name subject to change Custom.
The name doesn't matter. You remade it? Why?
To send a message to the past. I'm going to send a message and change the world line.
Oh!
No. Maybe it would be better to say fix rather than change. I actually finished this over a month ago. And since then, I've just been standing here, wondering whether or not I should send the message.
Oh, it's fully functional, no way.
I certainly didn't expect you to come see me, though.
What are you...
Tell me, Okabe. You just came from another world line, didn't you? And it was probably the Beta world line. Am I wrong?
You could tell?
You'd never do something like that otherwise.
Something like what?
Well, the way you hugged me, you know?
It was all so wonderful. The way her cheeks reddened in embarrassment as she looked away. The way she pursed her lips. The way she fiddled with the ends of her hair. Everything was just so wonderful. I realized it again. I was in love with her.
And what's more, someone else caused the world line change. You didn't do it voluntarily. Am I right?
So you know everything, then. How? How did she know that? How would you... You wouldn't know that. What the frick? How would you know that?
Do you realize how much time I've spent watching you?
Huh?
No, it's not like that. I don't mean like watching you. Well, I mean... I do mean it in that sense, but... Anyway...
She took a deep breath and looked up at me again.
If you came from the Beta world line, then you chose that world once before, right?
She was so far beyond what I could hope to be. In those brief moments, she discovered all that. She was right about everything. But even so, I couldn't let her know. Admitting that would be admitting that I'd left her to die. There was no way I could do that. I'm sorry. In the end, that was all I said. But that was an admission, all the same. But instead of looking sad, she...
Don't apologize, dummy. It was your choice, right? So have confidence in it.
She tried to cheer me up. That's right. Kuditz was right. I was the one who'd chosen the Beta world line. But...
And you know, I don't think you were wrong. You just got here, so you wouldn't know. But for the last several months, you've done nothing but blame yourself. Not that you'd ever let me see it.
It was the same. It was the same as what I'd gone through. It was the same as the Beta world line.
But there was nothing I could do. Because your pain was because of me. Oh! You'd suffered so much to let me live. But that ends today. Oh, that's so sad. It has to. Because if it doesn't, the guilt is going to keep eating away at you. And in the end, it will crush you.
It's the same.
What do you mean?
In the end, no matter which choice I make, I regret it. Not being able to save you, not being able to save Mayuri. It doesn't matter whether I'm in the Alpha world line or the Beta world line. So maybe I should just stay here.
Get a hold of yourself, Dintaro Okabe!
Kuditz.
Snap out of it! This isn't like you. The Haoin Kiyoma I love is always more confident.
She said the thing! Haoin Kiyoma, huh? There was a name I hadn't heard in a long time.
You made the right choice, You chose to save my Yeti, and you weren't wrong.
But I let you...
Listen, what you're seeing right now is... It's a dream. That's all.
A dream?
That's right. You had a dream where you met me. That's all. Well, doesn't that make you feel a little better?
Kudit sighed a little and laughed.
We've learned so much about how the brain works, but we still don't understand the mechanisms by which we dream. The brain organizes and processes memories during sleep. One theory says that dreams are a result of that process. In other words, this is a dream world being experienced by you in the beta world line. So you can get your head together, you know? And if it's a dream, you have to wake up someday. Am I wrong?
But this isn't a dream! You're right! I reached out and touched her cheek. You're right here, aren't you?
Touch sensations are just another of the brain's functions.
She took a quick step back. The sensation of her cheek disappeared from my fingers.
You won't be happy here anyway. You'll never be rid of the regret. And neither will I.
That doesn't change in the beta world line either. I've done nothing but regret that I couldn't save you.
But my Yeti's happy at least, isn't she?
My Yeti is... She doesn't know anything. Because that's what I wanted. I wanted her to know nothing and be happy. For now, that wish was still coming true. But...
You want my Yeti to be happy. So do I. I'm the same way. Which means that you made the right choice after all.
I'd finally met her again. But... she was here. Alive. Right in front of me. But...
Oh, come on!
She walked up to me without even trying to hide her frustration.
Stop this nonsense already, Dentaro Okabe! You already reached your conclusion. You can't stay here. You have to go back. You have to wake up from the dream. Because I don't want to see you suffer like this anymore.
God, it's...
Come on. This is a waste of time. I'm doing it.
She turned away from me. I could feel the strength of her will. Her resolve. I remembered what I'd seen just after I'd come to this world line. Kudits had been just standing there, in front of the phone wave. Thinking back, she'd probably already made her decision. Without anyone knowing. Without anyone to say goodbye to. She'd chosen to go to a world where she would no longer exist. This is interesting, right? Because that means even in the Alpha world line, like, the world line, the universe god, like whatever the force that we're calling it, fate, whatever, made it happen so that she would, like, so that we would still end up in the beta world line because she would have done this behind our nose. She just recreated the time machine altogether. Even if we tried to stay in the Alpha world line, we couldn't. That is crazy. That's so interesting. So everything has been pushing us toward Steins Gate. Ever since the beginning. Everything pushes us that way. But, like, why do we have to go through so much pain to get there, you know? That's so wacky, dude. That's crazy cool. Okay, anyway. She'd chosen to go to a world where she would no longer exist. It had probably taken her a long time and a lot of struggle to come to that decision. She'd probably asked herself 1,000 times if it was really the right answer. If this was what she'd chosen after all that. I didn't have the right to stop her. It would be wrong.
Hey, Okabe, before you wake up, promise me something.
What?
When you get to the Beta World line, forget about me.
Oh, no! No! In Steins Gate, in the first one, she said never forget me. She said to remember her. Now she's saying to forget about her. Oh, oh it's so sad. Oh, frick. That was just the opposite of what she'd said that day. That day, the day when I'd chosen the Beta World line, she said to me, "Don't forget me." But now she was asking for the opposite. Yeah, 'cause she grew a little. Forget you? You know I can't do that. She was always like that. She always cared more about others than herself. She always sacrificed herself. She was asking me this for my sake only. She didn't want to be forgotten. She hated being forgotten more than anyone else could.
Remember what I said? This is a dream. Once you wake up from a dream, you forget what happened, right?
She was stubborn and bullheaded. I would never be able to forget her. But I still remember the nightmares I had when I was a little kid.
Who are you calling a nightmare?
It was all I could do to keep from breaking down. But that was probably the same for her.
Anyway, forget about me. Forget about what happened today and everything that came before. That's what I want.
She turned around and stuck out her pinky finger. She forced it around mine. Oh.
It's a pinky promise. Lie, and I'll stab an electrode into your hippocampus. Got it?
That doesn't rhyme at all.
Shut up.
Her hand moved away from mine. Her gaze looked away from me. It was almost time to say goodbye. She was sending a message to the past. I knew it was the right thing to do. I knew this was what she wanted. But still.
Okabe!
Our voices overlapped. What is it?
You first.
It's nothing. I just wanted to say it out loud. The name of the person I cared for.
What a coincidence. So did I.
Oh! Ah! Frick, you're making me relive the Cut-It's ending all over again from the first game. Why are you doing this to me, game? Why? Why are you doing this to me? The name of the person I loved.
Hey, do you remember when we first met?
Of course I do. You made a heck of a first impression.
So did you. Really, I never thought things would end up like this. I never thought that encounter would lead to
meeting someone so important to me. Not that I'd say it now. That's right. I couldn't say it, but
But just so you know, you're only allowed to remember our meeting right now.
Even for a little.
Once the world line goes back, you have to forget.
Even just for a second. I know. Just for an instant.
So you're going to forget me? Just like that?
If it would last just a little longer. This was your idea. Her voice.
That's true. But it still ticks me off to hear you just say it like it was nothing.
The way she moved. First you want me to forget, then you want me to not forget? Which is it? Her smile.
It's a joke. I'm just kidding.
Oh. It's a joke?
Yeah. Just a joke.
Just a little longer, so that I could remember it all. But I was out of time.
Okabe.
Huh?
Bye.
Those words were a sign that the magic was over. Yeah. There were a million things I wanted to say, but I stopped myself. Cudit smiled, satisfied, and turned back toward the phone wave. She probably already had the message ready. The phone wave started to boom and crackle like thunder. There was a long, long countdown. I love that it has a different sound than the other microwave did. That's really cool detail. The whole time, Cudit's faced away from me. And I just watched. The noise got louder. The countdown continued. And then, it was time.
Okabe. It's time to wake up.
Cudit's turned around with a big smile on her face. Her voice was cut off by the roar. And then I woke up from my short dream.